From Southside High School, it's some Nassau County playoff action between the Southside Cyclones and the Elmont Spartans. Welcome, everybody, and thanks for joining us here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. I'm Thomas Gamba alongside my partner Franco Biancamano. And Franco, we got a good one tonight in a playoff atmosphere that we basically saw last week between these two teams here at Southside. Now round two, but this time win or go home.
Absolutely, Thomas. Yup, Southside, Elmont, round two. They saw each other last week, but tonight it's win or go home. The stakes are high, the lights are bright, and it's time to see who wants it more.
All right, for this game, let's thank our sponsors for today's game, Curbside Mexican Grill and Center Station Bar and Grill. And let's look no further than the playoff bracket here in Conference 3 of the Nassau playoffs. Carry the number 1 seed, but we look at the bottom of your screen, 2 and 7, the matchup tonight, Southside and Elmont. And we mentioned it, Southside and Elmont played each other last week. They kind of knew that they were going to play each other no matter who won. It ended up being Southside with the 29-8 win, and now for round number 2 here with playoff implications on the line.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it. Take a look at this bracket. It looks wide open. Carry with the number 1 seed, but Southside right there with number 2. And Elmont, who played very well last week, but they're looking to rebound and see what they can do.
Yeah, we'll see. And let's look no further than the impact players tonight for the Elmont Spartans. Elijah Davis and Kirkley Grant, 2 star players on both the offensive and defensive sides for Elmont.
Yeah, these 2 players are impact players. They're unbelievable. Elijah Davis, what a great, great player. And Grant, 225, 6 foot. He can really run the ball, and he's a big-time hitter.
And I'll tell you one thing, Elijah Davis, that kid is a bull. I'm excited to see him tonight after the way he played last week. Very excited. And on the other side, for Southside, 2 stars on their team, A.J. Magarachi and Jaden Johnson. Magarachi had a touchdown last week. Johnson, he's been the leader of this defense all year for the Cyclones.
Absolutely. Thunder and lightning. A.J. Magarachi right there. When the ball is in his hand, you got to be careful. You got to watch him. You got to lock him up. Unbelievable player. And Jaden Johnson, big hitter. Look for him to make some big plays tonight.
Magarachi, 8 touchdowns on the year, and Johnson, 21.5 tackles. As the coin toss just been made, Southside and Elmont running onto the field. And let's look for some keys to the game here. We mentioned both teams played each other last week. Elmont, a big thing that I see on that screen, execute, the second key to the game for the Spartans.
Absolutely. They need to execute. They need to stick to assignments and finish every play. They also need to not make any mistakes, stay poised, and eliminate the penalties. And, of course, they have to finish their blocks, dominate the run inside, and seal the edges on the perimeter.
And I'll tell you one thing, Southside has already completed one of those 3 keys to the game with that celebration at midfield, coming out fired up for this one. Love to see it.
Absolutely. They're looking to set the tone and play fast. No big plays from Elmont. Stay disciplined, keep everything in front of them, and, of course, they have to win the turnover battle, protect the ball, and create takeaways.
And speaking of last week, 8-0 Elmont for most of the first half. Southside only got their first score with 10 seconds remaining in the first half, and then they just turned it on with a big long drive to start the second half, and 29 unanswered points with a 29-8 victory. What could they do to keep that momentum going and get a good start in this first half?
Well, what they need to do is they need to come out and establish long runs. That was one of their keys for last week. Get the ball and establish the long run. Do not give the ball back to Elmont on the offense.
Well, they've got 2 great runners. We mentioned Magarachi. We'll also see Ethan Johnson, number 7, a ton today. He had a touchdown last week. Grives Perez will kick us off, the lefty senior from Elmont. Southside will receive first. Reagan Patron and Ethan Johnson are back deep. Elmont kicks it off in their white jerseys. This one a bouncer to the right side, picked up at the 33, and a knee taken by Kieran Vetter. As here comes the Cyclone offense, led by Connor McNulty, who made his first career start last week after transitioning from a wide receiver to a quarterback when Rob Cesario Jr., the original starting quarterback, got injured, and he played very well.
Yeah, he really stepped up last week. He kind of needed to get into his groove, but once he did, he made some really big plays for Southside.
McNulty went 6 for 7 with 86 yards and a passing touchdown, then a 35-yard rushing touchdown as well, but had 2 fumbles in the first half, looking to eliminate those mistakes today. 1st and 10 from the 33. McNulty under center, trips right side. Johnson, the running back, they give it to him, and he is swarmed in the backfield. There's Elijah Davis already making a play, and a loss of 3 to make it 2nd and 13.
Yeah, let's take a look at that replay. Elijah Davis coming out, trying to set the tone. Southside comes out with a bunch right, looking to run a power right there, and Davis is right there to stop it.
Davis, that time, his 47th tackle of the year. You could see his penetration, just how quick he is, that first step, giving him an opportunity to make an impact. 2nd down and 13, McNulty in the gun. 3 receivers right side, Magarachi in motion to the left. McNulty up the middle for Johnson. He's got a big hole. Johnson breaks the tackle, and Johnson powering forward near the 45. That's a 1st down. Gain of 14 for Ethan Johnson, and he's got a burst of speed once he finds that hole.
Thomas, you said it. Let's take a look at this replay. Running behind that big offensive line, Ryan Healy and Chalice takes the ball, moving those big legs, pushing through, and getting the 1st down for Southside.
1st and 10 from the Southside 45. 2-back set for McNulty. 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. McNulty, play action, rolling to his left, lobs it to Magarachi, who makes the catch on the run. Magarachi down the sideline, still moving, and he's spun down near the 35 of Elmont. Another 1st down for the Cyclones, and both running backs making plays early.
Absolutely, and this is exactly what they wanted to do. McNulty, let's take a look at this. McNulty, just a little lob pass to A.J. Magarachi, who takes it and does everything he needs to do to get that 1st down. Incredible.
The 2-headed monster of the Cyclones. Johnson first with the 14-yard run, then Magarachi with the monster catch and run for the 1st down. Southside set up in Elmont territory at the 35. McNulty in the gun, Johnson to his left. They hand it to him up the middle, and Johnson runs into a wall, nowhere to go. Ryan Michelle was there for Elmont.
Yeah, no room to run there, Thomas. That defensive line does a nice job. Valentine Collins, Nickel Williams, they stop him right there.
Almost 2 minutes into this first quarter, 2nd and 11. Loss of 1 there for Johnson. So the first play of this drive, he found nothing. There he finds nothing, but he does have the ability to find those big plays. 14-yard run earlier in the drive. 2nd and 11, Magarachi the back. Trips right side. McNulty takes the snap, looking to throw. 4-man rush, he fires right side. Caught by Magarachi in the flat. Magarachi dancing around Williams, and he's spun near the 27, still moving near the 25. Let's see where they mark him. That's a 1st down. What a catch and run by Magarachi, and a gain of 11.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Magarachi making some great plays right now. They come out in a bunch right, and McNulty does a great job finding him right into the flat and getting a 1st down for Southside. That's exactly what they wanted to do, is move the chains.
And already 2 plays for Magarachi where he's made a move in the open field, gaining extra yards after the catch. That's what he does. 1st and 10 from the 25 of Elmont. McNulty in the gun. Petrona in motion. They give it to him on a jet sweep, and Petrone cutting through the hole, and he's thrown down close to the 22-yard line. Give him a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. And we look at the starting defense here for Elmont. We've already seen Elijah Davis make a play. Kirkley Grant as well. Those were our 2 impact players. You also got Aiden Barnes, who's going to be the starting quarterback playing at safety here. He's number 3. Look out for him. 2nd down and 7. McNulty in the gun. Johnson right behind him. Magarachi in motion. Johnson gets the call up the middle. Johnson breaks the tackle. Still moving near the 15. And Johnson marked down at the 16. That's going to make it 3rd down and 1. A gain of 6 for Ethan Johnson. And Elmont looking to get off the field with a big defensive stop here.
Yeah, Aiden Johnson does a great job there.
And the Southside starting lineup for the offense, as we mentioned, Connor McNulty at quarterback. We've already seen Ethan Johnson making a couple plays. He's not on this list, but we've seen him, number 7, and then number 22, A.J. Magarachi, couple nice catches and runs. And there's the quarterback, Connor McNulty. I mentioned it, 6 for 7 last week, 86 passing yards and a touchdown. He's under center on this 3rd and 1. 3-back set. McNulty hands up the middle on a fullback dive, and that's not going anywhere, but did it get enough for the first down? Let's see. They say yes. So a first down for Southside as they move the sticks.
Yeah, Southside comes out in a wishbone formation, hands it right off to Johnson, who gets just enough for the first down.
So Johnson with the carry there. Now 1st and 10 for the Cyclones at the Elmont 15. And we mentioned they want to start with a good drive to start this first half, and that's exactly what they've done so far.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to win. They want to establish a long drive, and it's exactly what they.
1st and 10 from the 15. McNulty in the gun. Johnson to his right. They hand it to him up the middle, and Johnson is dragged down. That's Lenz Jean, number 8, bringing him down in the backfield for a loss.
Yeah, Lenz Jean, an incredible young man, makes a great play right on the backside. And he is a tremendous young man.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You see him pregame working his tail off, just like all these other Elmont Southside players. Love to see it. 6:30 remaining in the first quarter, no score. 2nd down and 11 from the Elmont 16. I formation for McNulty. He's under center. McNulty fakes it to Magarachi, rolling to his right, lobs it to the end zone, and it's almost picked off. Aiden Barnes had the coverage. Boyens was the target, and it's 3rd down and 11.
What an incredible play by Barnes on this play. This is where he shows off his athleticism. He is a basketball player. Look at him get right up there. Woo, almost had that for a pick.
Man, great coverage. Boyens had no room there. McNulty just heaved it up, but a bad decision, almost picked off. Now it's 6:16 remaining in the first half. It's 3rd down and 11. 2-back set. McNulty in the gun. McNulty play action. Pressure in his face. He lobs to the left side on a screen, and it's incomplete for Magarachi. So Elmont with a big stop in the red zone, and it's 4th and long.
Elmont did a great job covering that screen play. They knew it was going to happen, and Grant does a nice job of covering that.
So Grant sniffed it out. Now here comes the Southside field goal unit. Lucas Papadopoulos, the senior, also starts at cornerback wearing a club on his, looks like his right hand, left hand. So Papadopoulos with the clubs actually is on his right hand. 1 for 2 on field goals this year. This one from 34 yards. Boyens the holder. He placed it down. Papadopoulos' kick is up, and it is good. Right down the middle for Lucas Papadopoulos, and Southside has the early 3-0 lead.
Yeah, let's take a look at this replay. Thomas, Lucas Papadopoulos. We were watching him during pregame, and he was really banging him from pretty far out, and this is something that Southside needed to get on the board.
Well, you were a 7-year NFL kicker. How, in a playoff game, how nervous do you usually get for, you know, a big kick, any type of kick here in this situation, trying to give your team the lead early, and he does just that?
Yeah, he did just that. You know what? It's very important to get that first one in. Usually it's an extra point, hopefully, you think, but he came out and drilled that field goal. His confidence level is way up there. He's got a great leg and just put Southside on top.
Well, he'll be back on the field momentarily on the defensive side. We mentioned he's the starting cornerback today for Southside, and he's going to kick this one off to Elmont. So the Spartans with a good stop in the red zone, but the Cyclones with the lead. Lucas Papadopoulos will kick us off after he made a 34-yard field goal. Snap by Kieran Vetter, and the hold by Jack Boyens. Back deep for Elmont, Barnes and Franklin. .5:58 to go in the first quarter. Again, if you're just joining us, playoff matchup here, quarterfinal game between Southside, the 2 seed, and the Nassau Football Conference 3, and then the 7 seed, Elmont Spartans. Southside won this matchup 29-8 last week in both teams' last regular season contest. Papadopoulos lobs this one down the middle to the 35. It bounces in front, taken by Elmont at the 30, and that's where the Spartans will start with a 1st and 10.
Yeah, that was a great play by the special teams coordinator. There was an empty space in the middle, and Papadopoulos popped it right in there for no return.
So now here comes the Spartan offense led by quarterback number 3, Aiden Barnes. Almost had an interception on the defensive end, but I'll tell you what, we were watching him during the pregame warmups. He's got an arm.
He sure does. And at 6'3", 170 pounds, he is an unbelievable athlete.
Mention him as one of the basketball stars for Elmont. Saw his athleticism last drive on the defensive end. 1st and 10, he's in the shotgun. Davis to his right. He gets the call right side. Davis blocking in front. And Barnes to the edge with a flag down. Slips a tackle and gains 12 yards as he's pushed out of bounds by Johnson. This one might be coming back, though, with a flag near the offensive line. Southside fans yelling, "You can't do that," so it looks like it's on Elmont. And it is for a hold. So we'll replay the down, 1st and 20.
Yeah, and Elmont is looking to give the ball to Barnes. Barnes is one of the leaders out there. He's got the speed, and he's looking to take control of this game.
Let's look at the starting offense for Elmont. You got a lot of skill position players. Want to mention Ryan Michelle. This kid, he's a fighter. We actually spoke to Coach Ines, and Michelle is a really strong player. Also, Lenz Jean, obviously not on the offensive side, but Elmont's got a ton of guys that can really fight through, try and win this game. As a flag down after some motion by Elmont, that's a false start, making it 1st and 25.
Yeah, and you and I spoke about it earlier. One of the keys for Elmont is they don't want to make mistakes, and right now it's 2 straight mistakes for Elmont.
So 1st down and 25. Southside already leading 3-0 with 5:15 to go in the 1st quarter. Barnes in the gun, 2-back set. Got Grant and Davis back there. Davis gets the call right side. Another flag is down as Davis is cut down near the line of scrimmage for a short gain. Let's see what the flag is. Southside pointing in the direction again of Elmont. And another false start. Is this one going to be accepted, though? Nope, it's declined. So they put the short run on the board. And actually, now they're going to accept it. The original signal was that they declined it, but now the officials say that they accepted it. First down and 30.
Yeah, this is not the way. After us in pregame talking to Coach Ennis, his big point was do not come out and make mistakes, and right now it's 3 in a row.
1st down and 30 from the Elmont 10-yard line. Barnes in the gun. Franklin in motion. Barnes rolling to the left, looking to pass. Now traverses to his right away from pressure, directs traffic, and he's going to run to the far side as he's pushed out of bounds near the 20-yard line. No flags on the field this time, as Barnes with a gain of 8 on the play. 2nd and 22.
Yeah, Southside did a really nice job right there covering their receivers. Barnes had nowhere to throw, and he took it to the outside and still got some positive yardage.
4:10 to go in the 1st quarter. 3-0 Southside here at Southside High School. Quarterfinal matchup between the 2-seed Southside Cyclones and the 7-seed Elmont Spartans. Thomas Gamba and Franco Biancamano with you here from Southside High School. Barnes in the empty set. 4 receivers left side, 1 to the far side. Barnes takes the snap, looking to throw. 4-man rush, stands in, now moving away from pressure of Kenny, rolls to his left, puts up his hand, and now he's sacked, taken down by Kenny. And it's 3rd and long for Elmont.
What an incredible play by Southside. We have to take a look at this replay. Again, the Southside secondary is doing an incredible job covering their receivers. 4 receivers to the left. Barnes can't find anyone trying to make a move, and right there he gets sacked.
The flag on the play was declined. Colin Kenny picks up his 5th sack of the season after last week he had a sack, an interception, and a touchdown against Elmont.
Colin Kenny is playing lights out. Like you said, he had a great game last week, and he's looking to build and continue his momentum.
Short loss on the play. Looks like they'll say 3rd and 23 here. Elmont making some late substitutions before they get in the huddle with 3:25 to go in the first quarter. What a start it's been for Southside. After they started a little slow last week, ended up getting the win with a great second half performance. 2 receivers each side. Barnes in the gun. Davis to his right. 4 at the line for Southside. And a whistle, more movement from Elmont. It's going to be on Gipsley Cherry, who moved his knees. Another false start, and it's 3rd and way long for the Spartans.
Yeah, Sherry usually doesn't make those kind of mental mistakes, but they are making some mistakes today on that offense for Elmont.
So under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, I don't know if you could make up a better start for Southside, especially on the defensive end here. 3rd down and way long for Elmont. Barnes in the gun, takes a snap, blitz off the left side, moving to his right. Barnes looking to throw under some serious pressure, and he's taken down again by Kenny. They'll give him 1 yard on the game, but Colin Kenny starting off where he left off last week.
They sure did. 3rd down and 30. Barnes still, let's take a look at this replay. Barnes is rolling out. He can't find anyone. You got Kenny, Ethan Johnson chasing him down, and it's a long 4th down for Elmont.
So it's 4th down and 30 for Elmont. And they will punt this one away with Grives Perez, the senior. Lefty kicker. Back deep is A.J. Magarachi at the Elmont 40-yard line. Perez position at the end line in his end zone. Pressure in his face. He just gets it off. Magarachi yelling for it to bounce as it takes an Elmont bounce to the 35 and is rolling with the wind at the 36. So that's where Southside will have a 1st and 10, and they look to capitalize with a great defensive stop, up 3-0.
Yeah, well, the Southside special teams right now is doing an unbelievable job. They almost had that blocked, and it's a good thing that Perez does a great job getting that punt off.
1:37 to go in the first quarter. 3-0 Southside. Thomas Gamba and Franco Biancamano with you here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. So the Southside offense back on the field after they settled for 3 on their first possession. Connor McNulty starting his 2nd career game at quarterback. And a whistle and a timeout by Elmont before the snap of this drive. So both teams will talk it over with 1:37 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, it looks like there was a little miscommunication on that play.
And we'll step aside for a quick moment here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Southside leading Elmont 3-0 here from Southside High School.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back live from Southside High School, 3-0 Southside, and the Cyclones back on the offensive end with a 1st and 10 out of the timeout at the Elmont 37-yard line. Connor McNulty under center, 2 receivers right side, I formation. McNulty, toss right to Magarachi. Magarachi has a block from Johnson, bounces to the outside, but he's got nowhere to go. Gipsley Cherry, the cornerback, makes the play and making up for that false start he had on the offensive end with a nice tackle on the outside.
He sure did. He made a great play there for a loss. Gipsley Cherry right there. That is some really good form tackling right there. He really did a nice job.
And against a hard guy to tackle in A.J. Magarachi. Saw him had a few plays that broke him out and led Southside to the field goal on the first drive. Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd and 13. McNulty in the gun, Magarachi to his right. 4 receivers out there. High snap handled and given to Magarachi left side, and Magarachi stumbles forward for a short gain of 2. That was Michelle once again for Elmont, and Malachi Collins, number 50.
Yeah, nowhere to go there for A.J. Magarachi. Elmont defense does a nice job.
25 seconds to go in the first quarter. 3rd down and 11 for Southside on their second drive of the game. 15 seconds left. We'll see if the Cyclones run a play. They break the huddle with 10 seconds. McNulty in the gun, 2 receivers each side. Magarachi, the running back, 7 seconds. 5 seconds. McNulty takes the snap. 3-man rush handled well. McNulty lobs it down the field, and it's caught by Vetter inside the 25 and down at the 24. A first down for Southside as McNulty with a perfect pass to convert the 3rd down.
Yeah, let's take a look. McNulty right now rolls out and throws a great pass to Vetter, who gets the first down.
And that ends the first quarter, and McNulty limping towards the sideline, holding his wrist. We hope he's okay as he took a spill at the end of that quarter. But Southside, led by McNulty, leads 3-0 over Elmont in this one. We'll switch sides of the fields, and we'll be back for the second quarter on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights. But how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
Ryan Solomon in at quarterback for this 1st and 10 as Southside starts the second quarter with a 2-0 lead. Thomas Gamba and Franco Biancamano with you here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Solomon under center, 3-back set. Solomon gives up the middle. It's Magarachi with a big hole, and Magarachi spun down near the 20. Gain of 4 to make it 2nd and 6. So we saw Connor McNulty come out at the end of that first quarter, holding his wrist. Now he's currently on the sideline, getting what looks like to be a play call from his head coach. We'll see if he's ready to go back in, but the junior quarterback, Ryan Solomon, currently in the huddle for Southside. And McNulty's going to trot back out there for this 2nd and 6.
Yeah, it looks like he was shaken up on that last play after completing that pass, but he seems to be back in there right now.
40 seconds into the second quarter. 2nd down and 6. McNulty play action, going to chuck it to the end zone. Incomplete. Just out of the reach of his intended receiver. It looks like it was Vetter who had that big 3rd down catch to end the second quarter.
Oh, McNulty, he wishes he had that one back. Let's take a look at that one. He had him wide open. He had Vetter wide open. Let's take a look. He's back in there after being out for that one play. Wide open. Vetter runs a great route, just overthrows him by a little bit.
So Vetter with the big catch on 3rd down, as I mentioned. 3rd and 6, he can't convert on that pass for McNulty. 3rd down for Southside. Trips left side, 1 receiver far side. Magarachi in motion. McNulty takes a shotgun snap, gives left side to Johnson, who's blown up in the backfield. It's Gene for Elmont, and it's 4th down for Southside.
Incredible play by Lenz Jean. What? He read that the entire way. Magarachi comes in a bubble motion, and Lenz Jean was right there to make that stop.
And Southside looks like they're keeping their offense out there for this one. Lucas Papadopoulos, their kicker, still on the sideline. They're going to go for this on 4th down and 7 from the Elmont 22. Cyclones need the 15 as McNulty walking back to the huddle to give his offense the play call. They already converted on a 3rd and 10 on this drive. Can they continue this one with a conversion on 4th and 7? 2 receivers each side, McNulty in the gun. Magarachi to his right, Ward in motion to the right. McNulty rolling right off the snap. He's going to throw, fires right sideline, incomplete, just out of the reach of his intended receiver, and a turnover on downs forced by Elmont.
Yeah, Southside right there goes for it on 4th down. They opted not to kick the field goal. Let's take a look at this replay. McNulty does a nice job rolling out, just a little longer than his intended receiver.
That was Jack Boyens, number 5, who was the target. Now Elmont back on the offensive side, 1 minute and 45 seconds in. And it looks like they have a little momentum going for them after they get the ball, take it away from Southside. Their offense back out there after a penalty-ridden first drive. Barnes in the gun, hands up the middle to Elijah Davis. And Davis thrown down by Jaden Johnson after a gain of 2. So Elijah Davis, we mentioned how effective he was last week, had a touchdown. This kid's strong. He can get yards after contact. We see it there, runs into a wall, but still gets a positive gain.
He is a big, big runner who just keeps his legs moving at all times. He's tough to bring down, and he's looking to get this offense started.
Davis this year, 87 rushes, 588 rushing yards, 8 touchdowns, and then 40 tackles on the defensive side. Barnes in the gun, Davis to his right. Trips right side. 1 receiver far side. 4 at the line for Southside. Barnes takes a snap. He's going to run left. Davis the lead blocker as Barnes spun down in the backfield. Mullins Newberry with a massive tackle for a loss, and it's 3rd and long for the Spartans.
Mullins Newberry right there with the perfect read. Just read Barnes coming to that side. They had trips on the other side looking to disguise it, but Mullins Newberry said, I got this.
DeAndre Mullins Newberry, the junior, also plays wide receiver, but you see him on the defensive line there. That was his 10th tackle this season's also got a sack on the year for this Southside defensive line. So 3rd down and 8 for Elmont. Cherry, the lone receiver far side, 3 to the near side. Actually, 4 to the near side. Barnes in the empty set. 5 in the box for Southside. Barnes takes the snap, rolling to his right. Stops in the pocket, and he is sacked. Ethan Johnson brought him down, and it's 4th down for Elmont.
What a play by Southside and Ethan Johnson. Let's take a look. You can see him creeping up right there on the blitz, and Barnes did not even see him coming. What a great play.
He shot out of a cannon at that line of scrimmage, broke the block of the Spartans, and came in for the sack, making it 4th down. That's his first sack of the year. 26th tackle as well. Grives Perez is back on for his 2nd punt of the day. Magarachi back deep. Perez, this one high in the air near the 45. It bounces right to Magarachi, who picks it up and stays on his feet, but then falls down at the Elmont 48-yard line. So he actually lost about 3 yards on that return. Great job by the Elmont coverage team. Jaden Williams was in on the stop. And here comes the Southside offense once again with a 1st and 10.
Absolutely. And again, I can't stress enough, Thomas, the special teams, the punting unit for Elmont and Perez getting that ball off so quickly. Southside is right there to almost block it. It's incredible. So he does a nice job and good starting field position for Southside.
Once again, Perez, pressure in his face, somehow gets it away. And for a senior in high school, big playoff game, you know you got all the pressure on your side. Lefty as well, and just gets that one away and hit a pretty good punt as well. Now you're looking for Elmont's defense to stand up here. Forced a turnover on downs last time around. McNulty gives on 1st down to Magarachi. Straight up the gut. And Magarachi downed after a gain of 4 yards. Make it 2nd and 6 for the Cyclones. 7:25 to go in this first half. 3-0 Southside. If you're just joining us, they scored on their opening drive of the day. Then the second drive, Elmont had a ton of penalties, way backed up. But then the Elmont defense stood up, forced a turnover on downs. And as you just saw, Southside forced a 3-and-out on the Spartans' offense once again. McNulty in the gun, 2 receivers each side. Blitz coming from Elmont. It's a fake and a throw right side, caught by Boyens. Boyens spun down after a short gain.
Yeah, quick pass right here for McNulty to Boyens right there. Not many yards. Elmont does a nice job of covering that play.
And Boyens to the ground after he took a hard hit from Aiden Barnes, number 3. He's got his head down on the turf here. As we will step aside, we hope Jack Boyens is okay. The Southside head coaching staff tending to him now. And we'll take a quick break here from Southside High School.
You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
3rd down and 6 for Southside. Jack Boyens walked off the field under his own power. Hope he's okay. Southside offense back out there, led by Connor McNulty, their quarterback, starting his 2nd career game at quarterback in his senior year. He's in the empty set on his 3rd down. Takes the snap. He's going to run it left. He's got a huge hole. McNulty is stopped and he lost the football. Picked up by Grant, but they mark him down as he lost the ball after he was hit to the turf. And it's 4th down. What a recovery by this Elmont defense. I thought he had a 1st down right away, but then the Spartans swarmed to make the stop.
Absolutely. Let's take a look. Empty set, like you said. McNulty with the speed, but those linebackers from Elmont, Davis, comes up and makes a great play. We thought he had a 1st down, but it was tough.
So now it's 4th down and 5 for the Cyclones. Ryan Michelle was also in that stop on the previous play. Empty set once again for McNulty in the offense. 6 in the box for the Spartans, 3 at the line. McNulty, screen right side. It is caught by Magarachi, who stood up in the backfield. Jaden Williams with the stop, and another turnover on downs for the Cyclones.
Yeah, Jaden Williams right there. Incredible play. Read that the entire way. Empty backfield, stops it, and gets a turnover on downs.
5:30 to go in the first half. The 2nd straight turnover on downs for the Southside offense, and Elmont, their defense, giving them a little juice as they're looking for their offense to get some 1st downs, try to find something on the scoreboard here.
Yeah, Thomas, and for the way that I think is Southside's playing defense so well, I don't know why they didn't try to pin them deep with a punt, but I guess their defense is playing really well today.
1st and 10 for Elmont at their own 46-yard line. 2-back set for Barnes. Barnes takes a snap. He's going to run it left. Davis, the lead blocker, and Barnes has a big hole as he puts his head down and chugs forward near the sticks. That's a gain of 9.5, and they're actually going to give him 10. So a 1st down for Elmont. Aiden Barnes, a little shaken up after the play, but a tough run. And he's actually limping to the sideline here.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of workload on Aiden Barnes. He does a nice job following his lead blocker, gets the 1st down, which is exactly what they wanted to do, but comes up limping, like you said.
He took a shot right to the lower body And we look at that Elmont offensive line. They've done a decent job today, a couple pre-snap penalties, but on that run, created a big hole to the left side. See Kyle Magruder, Ugam Nambugar making some good blocks and letting their quarterback run.
Well, you and I were talking to the head coach during pregame, and that young man is a freshman, and he says he is an unbelievable player.
1st and 10, direct snap to Davis running right. Davis trying to get the edge. Stiff arm on the defender. Kelly can't get him down as Davis still moving. Puts his head down and gets back to the original line of scrimmage with no gain. So a lot of work for no gain there, and it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Patron looked like he was looking for a face mask right there, but he's tough. Davis is tough to bring down.
So 2nd down for Elmont. And make sure to tune into the 2025 Nassau County Playoffs. Varsity Media is your home for the 2025 Section 8 football semifinals. Go to varsitymediapass.com to order today. And this, of course, a Nassau County playoff game in Conference 3, the 2-seed Southside against the 7-seed Elmont. Quarterfinal matchup. Empty set on this 2nd and 9. Barnes takes the snap. He's going to run it to the right. Davis with a chip block. Barnes breaks the tackle right side, and he's tripped up at the 40. Brendan Vetter with the stop, or Kieran Vetter, excuse me. And Barnes with a gain to make it 3rd and 6.
Yeah, Barnes right there following Davis, the big lead blocker right there. And Barnes is doing a lot of work right now. Let's take a look at the replay. You see Davis in the wing leading, and Barnes just trying to find a hole.
Once again, he took a shot, did Barnes, but popped up right on his feet. And it looks like he's okay after that hard hit when he ran for a 1st down. 3rd down and 6. Barnes in the gun. Davis to his left. 2 receivers each side. 6 in the box for the Cyclones. Barnes, play action. Looking left, fires. It's caught by Michelle. Michelle to the 30. And Ryan Michelle to the 26. It's a 1st down for the Spartans.
Absolutely. What a throw by Barnes. Let's take a look when he does have the time and he finds that open receiver. Look at that. We talked about his arm strength. He does a nice job right there, and they move the chains.
And a good job by Michelle looking at that zone, finding a hole, giving an open target to his receiver, and then the run after catch for a 1st down and a big gain. Elmont's got it at the Southside 26-yard line. 3 receivers, 1 tight end. Barnes in the gun. Hands to Davis up the middle. Davis has a hole, and Davis extends forward near the 19. They give him 7 yards on the carry, and it's 2nd and 3.
Yeah, Davis right there just keeps his legs moving right there and just bringing it down and moving that marker closer to the 1st down.
Yuri Carper subs in for Ryan Healy on that defensive line. Healy, one of the captains and starting right guard and defensive lineman for Southside. 16 tackles on the year for the senior. 2nd down and 3. 2-back set for Barnes. 1 receiver far side. Barnes hands up the middle for Davis. Davis slashing through, and he's pulled down right near the line to gain. They give him 1st down yardage and a gain of 3. So Elijah Davis showing that strength right near the line of scrimmage, powering forward to move the sticks.
He sure is. And you know what? He's running behind Nabugar, Collins, and McPherson, right? Those 3 big offensive linemen right up the middle, and he gets a 1st down.
1:18 to go in the 1st half, and the starting defense for Southside. We mentioned Ryan Healy, Jaden Johnson, Ethan Johnson as well. They both made their fair share of plays tonight. 1st and 10 from the 16. Grant gets the call left side, bouncing to the left tackle, but he's got nowhere to go. Southside snips it out. Magarachi was there, along with Patron and Mullings-Newberry.
Yeah, Southside did a great job right there, reading that run to the left and getting up there and stopping that run. Let's take a look at this replay right there. Yeah, Grant right there. Can't find a hole. And A.J. Magarachi does a nice job right there.
50 seconds remaining and a timeout by Elmont. Their first of the half as we'll step aside. Southside with a 3-0 lead, but Elmont looking to get on the board here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
high school sports fans. Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Elmont and Southside talking things over before this 2nd and 11, and that was Elmont's second timeout of the first half. With Southside leading 3-0. Franco, what do you want to see from Elmont here these last couple plays of this drive? How can they execute and finish this first half with a score?
Yeah, I think they're doing a nice job running the ball up the middle. And I think with Barnes just throwing quick passes, that's where he's most effective. And then, look, you're still in field goal range for Perez right before the half.
He's a great kicker, is Perez, the senior lefty. You could definitely rely on him. 3-0 game here. Barnes in the gun, 2nd and 11. Barnes, play action, pressure in his face. He gets away to his right. Barnes rolling, fires to the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown, Ryan Michelle. And Elmont is on the board to take the lead.
What an incredible touchdown right now that Elmont needed. Barnes right there avoiding a sack and throwing it in for the touchdown. Let's take a look right there. Right there he avoids the sack, finds his man wide open, and finds Michelle for the touchdown.
What a pass by Aiden Barnes, showing his versatility, breaking the sack, and then chucking it to the end zone, trusting Michelle, and Michelle does the rest. Here's the extra point from Perez. It is blocked. Colin Kenny got his mid on that, and it stays 6-3 Elmont.
Oh, you hate to see that right there. That's an extra point that they needed, but the Southside special teams does a nice job blocking it, and I'm sure that they would like to have that one back right before the half.
And we saw that last week. Elmont was up 2-0. Then they score a touchdown from Elijah Davis to make it 8-0. And their extra point is blocked. So Southside getting those little moral victories to sway the momentum in their favor. Here with 41 seconds remaining and just before the kickoff, we'll take a quick break here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
41 seconds to play in the first half. Elmont with the 6-3 lead over 2-seed Southside. Here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, Thomas Gamba, Franco Biancamano with you here from Southside High School. Grives Perez will kick us off for the second time today on the Elmont side. And Elmont will receive the second half kick. As this one, a bouncer to the 10, taken by Patron at the 15. Patron dancing near side at the 25, and he stumbles at the 28, as he might have been touched out of bounds there. But nonetheless, 1st and 10 for Southside in their own territory.
Yeah, Thomas, and you said it before. That extra point is so big because right now, now they're a field goal away from tying this game.
And they got 36 seconds to make something happen. We know Connor McNulty, he can make some plays anytime. And with them down 6-3, we look at their offensive line. Got to mention, I think this is great. Jaden Johnson, the left tackle, also the starting linebacker. He can really do it all for the Southside team.
He sure can. He is an incredible young man, and he is a big hitter.
1st down and 10 from the Southside 30. McNulty in the gun. Magarachi to his left. McNulty takes a snap. 4-man rush. He's going to fire down the seam, and it's incomplete. A miscommunication with Vetter, who put his hands up when the ball was thrown, and it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and McNulty wants that back because Vetter had the step on him and was wide open, but you said it, a little miscommunication right there, and it just threw that play off.
31 seconds remaining. Ethan Johnson comes into the game. Big running back who's done a lot this season for Southside. Had a touchdown last week, 10 on the season to go with his 602 rushing yards that he's eclipsed throughout the year. 2nd down and 10 from the Southside 30. 2 receivers each side, McNulty in the gun. Johnson, the running back. McNulty, high snap. He gives it up the middle for Johnson. Johnson breaks the tackle, gets around one man, and dives forward for a gain of 9. Michelle with the tackle. And Southside, their offense calling for a timeout. No signal has been made yet. And they are going to call timeout with 20 seconds remaining. And they give Johnson a 1st down on that carry. So 20 seconds to go. 6-3 Elmont, and what an end to this half by the Spartans. We saw in the first game that it was Southside who had the big blow, getting on the board with 10 seconds remaining in the first half. But now Elmont with the score, if they can get a defensive stop here, I'll be very happy if I'm coaching S going into halftime.
Absolutely, and you know who's very happy too is Barnes. Once you give him a little bit of time, he can kind of pick you apart. And Southside right there, you know, they couldn't get to him. They almost had him, but Barnes did a nice job completing that touchdown pass.
This Southside pass rush has been excellent today, but as you said, when Barnes has a little bit of time, when he finds that little bit of space, as we saw on that touchdown throw, making a man miss for a sack, he finds his receivers, and he's got a cannon, as we mentioned. He can make plays with his arm.
He can make plays, yes, sir.
So 20 seconds remaining, both teams out of their respective huddles. And Connor McNulty and the Southside offense back out for a 1st and 10. He's in the empty set at his own 40-yard line. 3 at the line for Elmont. McNulty going to fire it deep down the field for Ward, and he can't make the catch. Just out of his reach, and it's 2nd and 10, so so close have been Southside on these deep shots today.
Yeah, and McNulty had his guy again. Just a step, and he would have had him for a touchdown. I'm sure he wants that one back right now.
Instead, it's 2nd and 10, 16 seconds remaining. Connor McNulty, not the most effective first half that we've seen from him yet. Last week, went 6 for 7 for 86 yards and a touchdown. Looking for more here. I formation. McNulty hands up the middle for Magarachi. Magarachi has a nice hole, and Magarachi barreling forward for 11 yards with 9.7 seconds remaining. That'll give Southside a 1st down. They'll call timeout.
Yeah, and this is a smart play on Southside, Thomas, right now. They got the 1st down now, and now they can take 1 or 2 more shots for the end zone.
And again, they've been so close in this game to making a big blow. As we see the playoff bracket once again, we mentioned Cary as the number 1 seed, and if all 4 of the top seeds win, Southside will play Bethpage. But if that does not happen, the seeds will get reseeded, and we'll see what matchups that we have next weekend.
Well, you and I spoke about it. This bracket is wide open. Once you get into the playoffs, everyone gets super, super excited, and you never know what could happen.
Really, you never know. Any given Sunday, and these emotions are so high in a playoff contest. I'm sure you played in a lot of them. What's the feeling like?
The feeling is incredible. Once you get to the postseason, it's just something else. It's like something else clicks on, and you just push it into another gear, and you just give it your all.
And we're really seeing that today, especially with Aiden Barnes. Came up limping after a 1st down run last drive, but then ends it with a broken sack and a touchdown throw to put Elmont on the board. Southside looking for a counter punch here to end the half. 9 seconds remaining. McNulty takes the snap, has time, rolls to his left with 6 seconds, under pressure, and he's sacked. Kirkley Grant pulls him down, and that does it for the first half. Elmont with a great final minute of the second quarter. Ryan Michelle with the touchdown grab, and Kirkley Grant ends it with a sack.
Yeah, let's take a look at this replay right now. They spread the field. McNulty's looking for someone. Elmont has everyone deep in a prevent defense, and McNulty has nowhere to go. And guess who? Number 11, Grant with the tackle and the sack.
6-3, the 7 seed Elmont leads the 2 seed Southside in this quarterfinal matchup on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and we'll step aside for halftime. Make sure to stay tuned for the second half. Elmont looking to pull the upset here at Southside High School.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email Ben at varsitymedia.net. Now's your chance to score a touchdown with Varsity Media's ISO video. Video footage that focuses on your athlete only. Perfect for recruiting reels. Spots are limited, so reach out today. Email Jeff at varsitymedia.net to book your next ISO video with Varsity Media. You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
And here he comes again. Off the backboard! Are you serious?
Daly tries another three. That one's good. One from the left corner, now from the right. Daly's on fire with 10 points in the opening quarter.
The loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half court. That is cash. What a way to end the third quarter.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves. Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
If you're looking to optimize your sporting event, look no further than Varsity Media's coverage. Since working with them over the course of the past 4 years through the Elite 5 New York City Football Showcase, their coverage has helped take us to the top.
Varsity Media does an unbelievable job in terms of the broadcast, backgrounds on kids, do a great job of exposure from top to bottom. I couldn't really say anything negative. It's been a great couple of years that we've been working together, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it, really. I mean, Varsity Media's been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. That brings this game to a much broader audience.
The level of detail and that you go to, I mean, obviously the announcers, the camera angles, the slow motions, I mean, you feel like it's being covered by, ESPN.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Merrill, he's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the face-off. That's 3 in a row now.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athletes' key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now. Now's your chance to score a touchdown with Varsity Media's ISO video. Video footage that focuses on your athlete only. Perfect for recruiting reels. Spots are limited, so reach out today. Email jeff@varsitymedia.net to book your next ISO video with Varsity Media. Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves. Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
And here he comes again. Off the backboard! Are you serious?
Daly tries another three. That one's good. One from the left corner, now from the right. Daly's on fire with 10 points in the opening quarter.
Loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half.
Time for the second half between Elmont and Southside. The Spartans lead the Cyclones 6-3 as we start the third quarter. Thanks for joining us here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Thomas Gamba and Franco Biancamano with you here from Southside High School. And Franco, we didn't have that much of an electric first half on offense, but the defenses really showed out for both teams.
They sure did. The defense definitely came to play this week. But I got to tell you, that was a huge play by Elmont going into the half. It's something that they needed.
Definitely. Kirkley Grant got the sack to end the first half, and then Elmont took the lead and got on the board after this touchdown pass by Aiden Barnes to Ryan Michelle in the back of the end zone after Barnes broke a sack. And boy, is he tough. He had many moments where he was limping after big hits, almost made big plays, but couldn't convert. And then that play to end the first half on offense, such a momentum swinger for the 7-seed Elmont.
They were, and you know what? Barnes in the first quarter really didn't have a lot of time to throw, and he couldn't find any of his receivers. But once you give Barnes a little time to throw, he'll pick you apart. So you have to be careful and watch out for that.
Definitely. He's got the arm, as we've spoken about. He could throw it long. He could throw it short. He's got that quick release, which really helps him. And then he's got the speed with the legs. Mention how he broke a tackle to continue that play and then toss it beautifully into the hands of Michelle. So he can really do it all. And then on the defensive side, almost had an interception in that fourth quarter in the end zone. Couldn't bring it in, but he is an athletic kid. We mentioned how he played basketball. He's just a great kid, and what a leader for this Spartan team.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he sure is doing everything that he can for Elmont. And Southside right now, they need to take that momentum, establish those long drives, and get back on the board.
Well, we had a lot of moments in that first half where Southside had an open man down the field. Connor McNulty could not hit them. So it's those opportunities that keep Southside down 6-3, but it seems like they had the momentum at the end of that first half. They were about to break through, but Elmont just kept that lead a little longer, and now they have it here in the third quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure that McNulty wish he could have those back because it was only a step, and that guy would have had a touchdown right there.
Well, we'll see how he does in the second half. Third quarter starting up here. Luke Papadopoulos will kick us off. Elmont will move left to right in their white jerseys. Southside kicking off in their red jerseys. Papadopoulos, if you're just joining us, has a club on his right hand. He also plays cornerback, but he's still made some great plays so far today. As the ball falls off the tee momentarily. Back deep for Elmont is Barnes and Franklin. Here we go, third quarter from Southside High School. Southside looking to keep Elmont from pulling the upset as the 7 seed. Papadopoulos drills this one down the middle of the field, and it's taken by the up man, Cherry, who's moving left at the 25, and Cherry tripped up at the 34 as the Spartans have a 1st and 10. So Gipsley Cherry with the return. Here comes Aiden Barnes and the Spartan offense. We mentioned last time, their last drive, a touchdown pass to Ryan Michelle to get them on the board and take the lead.
Yeah, and Ryan Michelle is one of those athletes that he has so much speed that you got to keep an eye on him.
He made some tough catches in that first and second half, utilizing that speed, run after catch, huge part of this game that we'll look for. 1st and 10, Barnes in the gun. Fakes it to Davis, fires right, and that is caught on a howitzer by Cherry, who's wrestled down by Ethan Johnson. Short gain of 4 yards for Cherry. And once again, Barnes showing off the arm strength, whipping that pass to Cherry.
Yeah, and that's what you and I were talking about at the half. He gets the ball off quickly, and if you give him a little bit of time, he's going to make things like this happen. Let's take a look at this replay. Fakes it over there, fakes it to Davis, and then right there to Cherry, right on the target.
And that quick release, keeping that Southside pass rush, which was great in the first half, from getting home. Barnes in the gun. Davis to his left, 3 receivers far side. Franklin to the near side. Barnes rolling left on a pass, scrambles to his right. Now he's in trouble, and Barnes somehow gets it away as he was almost brought down. And are they going to mark him down here? There is a flag on the field. Might be for intentional grounding. It was late. As once again, Colin Kenny had the pressure.
Yeah, and Barnes right here, as we look at the replay, Barnes right here is looking for another quick throw but can't find anyone. And Southside does a great job. And there you go. You get called for intentional grounding.
Let's see the official ruling here. Officials have spotted the ball. Looks like an incompletion here. They haven't said anything about intentional grounding yet. Ball is spotted at the Elmont 38-yard line. So now they're going to keep it at 3rd and 5 for Elmont. What a play by Barnes, just getting it away. Now it's 3rd and manageable for the Spartans, who had a ton of penalties in that first half. Really backed them up. 3rd down and 5. Barnes in the gun. Takes the snap. He's going to run left. Davis with a block to the outside. Barnes going to the sideline, and he's not going to get there. The Southside defense stands tall as Luke Papadopoulos with the stop.
What a play by Luke Papadopoulos. Let's take a look at this. Barnes following Davis as his lead blocker, and Lucas Papadopoulos sees it coming and stops it for a loss.
1:30 into the third quarter. The Southside defense with a great start, as we saw them do in the first quarter. And now back deep is A.J. Magarachi to receive. In the 2 punts that Grives Perez had in the first half, he was pressured on both of them. See what happens here. He's set up at the 22. High snap pressure again, and he just gets it off. Magarachi backing up near the 40, and this one takes an Elmont roll down the field. It's picked up by Southside, and they might have lost the football. It's picked up by Elmont, and let's see what the ruling is. Ryan Michelle had the recovery, but they're going to say Southside ball.
That was a close one. Let's take a look at this replay. The ball is bouncing, and the one thing that you're taught to do is get away from the punt. Poison, poison, poison. And Southside is very lucky on this play.
Reagan Patron was in the area. It looked like from his reaction, it thought it hit his foot, so he pounced on it. Ryan Michelle came in as well, but they give the benefit of the doubt to Southside. They've got a 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. Connor McNulty in the offense back out there. Had a couple deep shots to end that second quarter. Couldn't hit on them. Now they're down 6-3. I formation. McNulty hands up the middle to Magarachi, and he pushes forward for a gain of 2. Dean on the stop for Elmont.
Yeah, nowhere to run there for Magarachi. That defensive line for Elmont does a nice job stopping it for a gain of 3.
Makes it 2nd down. Southside, they've really found their success through the run game today. Pass game hasn't been so effective, with McNulty missing those deep shots, as I mentioned. 2 receivers near side. I formation once again. McNulty under center. 4 at the line for Elmont. McNulty fakes it to Magarachi. He's rolling to his left, fires to the near sideline, and that's caught. Kieran Vetter near midfield, extending for the 1st down.
Yeah, and this is a great play by McNulty right here, rolling out to the opposite side and finding Vetter for the 1st down. Now, this is exactly what they wanted to do coming into the half. Take a look at right here, McNulty rolling out, crossbody, hitting Vetter for the 1st down.
And a nice extension by Vetter. A couple extra yards off that lunge by Vetter. Puts Southside at midfield with a 1st down. I formation once again. 1 receiver each side, 2 tight ends. It's a fullback dive to Johnson, who's stuffed by Jean in the backfield. So Lenz Jean with another tackle right near the line of scrimmage. And it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, Jean and number 50, Malachi Collins, does a great job stopping him for a loss of 2.
And this Elmont defense, they've got some energy today as the 7th seed looking to pull the upset, and Jean just blowing through that Southside offensive line and getting the stop on Johnson. Under 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. 6-3 Elmont. Southside, the 2 seed, playing at home here in this quarterfinal matchup of the Nassau County playoffs here in Conference 3. 3 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. McNulty in the gun. Takes the snap. Blitz coming. Quick pass over the middle. It's caught by Vetter. Vetter still moving, and he's down at the 35 with another 1st down. Kieran Vetter has been the lead receiver today for the Cyclones, and he's got another big catch.
Yeah, and Vetter does a nice job right here. Single on the left side, and McNulty, let's take a look at this. He's down all by himself. Quick slant, and finds it right there for the 1st down. Nice play by the young man.
And the quick release, taking the pressure off of McNulty. We mentioned that with Barnes. Same thing here in a 1st down. I formation, McNulty under center. 4 at the line for Elmont. Handoff up the middle to Magarachi, and he's taken down quickly after a gain of 2. Michelle was in the area along with Collins, and it's second down.
Yeah, and this is exactly what Southside wanted to do. Coming from halftime, hey, let's establish a run. Let's move the chains, and let's get in for the score.
Second down and 8. They got the defensive stop to start the half. Now they're back on the offensive end doing some great things. McNulty in the huddle giving his offense the play call with 7:25 to go in the third quarter. Second down and 8. McNulty in the gun. Johnson behind him. 2 receivers each side. Reagan Patrone is checked into the game along with Ryan Madden. McNulty to throw. Has loads of time, looking for a receiver, dancing to his left. Now he's going to run it near side. McNulty with speed, and he's ushered out of bounds at the 32 for a short gain to make it third down.
Yeah, Elmont does a nice job right here, covering their receivers. McNulty looking for a man, can't find anyone, and says, hey, I'm going to use my legs and try to get as many yards as I can.
They mark him out of bounds at the 30. Thank you to our sponsors for today's game, Curbside Mexican Grill and Center Station Bar and Grill. Third down and 5 for Southside. After McNulty with a 3-yard run. He's under center, 3-back set, 1 tight end. McNulty, hands right side to Patrone, who's stuffed in the backfield. Elijah Davis denied that play, and it's fourth down for Southside.
Elijah Davis, this is a highlight reel. He takes off like a cannon and makes an unbelievable play for a loss.
And another situation where Southside missing a block, and those linebackers of Elmont doing a great job containing this powerful rushing attack of the Cyclones.
That was incredible. That is an absolute football play. Let's take a look at this. Just finds the open hole, comes in, and makes a great tackle. Boy, I'd love to have him on my team. That is an unbelievable athlete right there.
He could do it on both sides of the ball. Obviously, the starting running back as well. Now it's fourth down and 8. What does Southside have in their back pocket? McNulty in the gun. Takes the snap. He's looking to throw. 4-man rush. He fires deep down the field, and it's incomplete for Vetter. The third turnover on downs of the game for the Cyclones, and Elmont takes over.
Yeah, McNulty to Vetter. That combination tonight has been working all night long, but you could see Elmont saw that and put a second man and double-teamed him right there. Let's take a look at the replay. 3 receivers up top, and McNulty looking for Vetter again, and Barnes right there on the coverage.
Great job by Barnes after Cherry was beaten by Vetter. Barnes comes over with the help, forces the incompletion, and this Elmont defense, what a performance so far through 2.5 quarters. Under 6 minutes to go in the third. 6-3 Elmont, the 7 seed over the 2 seed Southside on their home turf. First and 10, Barnes in the gun. Davis to his left. 2 receivers near side, 2 tight ends near left tackle. Barnes gives up the middle for Davis. And Davis not finding much room there. That's Yuri Carper, number 55, with the stop.
Carper right there getting in and making a big play. First time calling his name tonight. That is a great play by the young man.
5:35 to go in the third quarter. Davis hasn't really gotten going on the offensive side today. Has 8 touchdowns this year. Had one last week against Southside, but it's just not been his day or really anyone's on both sides on the offensive side.
Yeah, both defensive fronts are playing a great game. They're clogging up those holes. They're stopping Barnes. They're stopping McNulty. They are doing a great job on defense right now. This is going to come down to the wire. It's exciting.
And we thought this would be the case in this playoff matchup. 2 teams that faced each other last week. Southside got the win. And a whistle for motion. Southside calling for a flag, and they've got it. It's on Elmont for a false start. Makes it 2nd down and 14. Another pre-snap penalty for Elmont really hurt them on their first drive of the game. Haven't really seen it until now.
Yeah, and exactly. Their first drive of the game, they were down. It was 3rd down and 30, and it looks like they're getting backed up right here. They have to get rid of those mental mistakes and continue to do what they did before the half.
And they got to keep this momentum going. They definitely got it on their side because of the performance of their stellar defense. 2nd and 14 with 4:20 to go in the third. Barnes in the gun. Takes the snap, play action. Has time, looking left. Now scrambles to his right. He's going to run, but he's tripped up by Kenny. Colin Kenny on the recovery. Knocks down Barnes, and it's 3rd down.
Colin Kenny, what a great play. Let's take a look at this right now. Barnes is looking for the up and out, but he can't find it. Colin Kenny gets pushed to the ground, gets up, and makes the tackle. Colin Kenny playing lights out tonight.
What a season he has had. Kenny, 16.5 tackles, 4 sacks, and an interception coming into this contest. Then the offensive side, 2 touchdowns. We mentioned his performance last week, a sack, an interception, and a touchdown. And he gets a big play there to make it 3rd down and 14. 2 receivers each side for Barnes. He's in the gun. Davis to his left. 4 at the line for Southside. Barnes looking to throw. Blitz off the edge. It's picked up as Barnes fires deep down the field, and it's way too long for Cherry and incomplete. Great coverage down the field by Southside. Magarachi and Papadopoulos were there, and it's 4th down for Elmont.
Yeah, great coverage on that secondary, and you could see the arm strength by Barnes, but Papadopoulos, Magarachi is right there. We're going to look at the replay again. Great coverage. Barnes is looking for someone open, and you know what? Papadopoulos, with his hand, with the club on his hand, is right there in case that ball came down.
Yeah, he can really do it all. He's the kicker. Great coverage there. Lucas Papadopoulos. Nice game he has had today. Grives Perez on for the punt. Kieran Vetter back deep. Perez blocked this time. It's Kenny who picks it up all the way for the touchdown.
Yeah.
Is it Kenny? It is Colin Kenny, and Southside has the lead.
What an incredible play. Look at this replay. We've been talking about this all night, how Perez has been trying to get this ball off, and Southside has been so close to blocking it, but this time Colin Kenny gets through. Not only that, he lands on the ball and runs it in for the touchdown.
This kid is unreal, Colin Kenny. But are they going to give him the touchdown here? Looks like they marked him down. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to mark him down at the 19, so we all thought he scored, but instead it's just a block kick. See if the offense can convert. 2 receivers each side for McNulty. And a whistle on the play before the snap.
Yeah, you can't advance that, but hey, it was a great attempt anyway.
Timeout by Elmont. Now Southside with the momentum. You thought they were going to block a kick eventually, and who else to make the play but Colin Kenny? Semifinals here in Conference 3. Varsity Media is your home for the 2025 Section 8 football semifinals. Go to varsitymediapass.com to order today.
Yeah, we were talking about it the entire when you and I were talking about it at halftime. They are so close to blocking a kick that eventually they were going to get one tonight.
Yeah, the protection in front of Perez just not good enough for Elmont, and then you get a guy like Kenny who's got a ton of speed with the block. And
we'll take a
out.
look at that again. Yeah, absolutely. You know, the snap was there, and Perez does a nice job of getting off quickly, but you can only do that for so long, and Southside did a great job there.
3 minutes to go in the third quarter, and just something to mention, Perez's extra point got blocked at the end of the first half, so Southside could tie this game with a field goal. McNulty in the gun, 2 receivers each side. He's going to hand it to Magarachi up the middle, and he's banged down by this Elmont defense. Grant was there along with Collins and many others.
And
make it 2nd down.
Lenz Jean, again, he has just been a force in the middle right there. Lenz Jean, who is an incredible young man. He's just, we were talking to Coach beforehand, and he is just one of those young men that just never stops working.
You can see it on the field. This kid wants it. He wants the upset against the number 2 seed in Conference 3. 2nd and 11. McNulty looking to throw. Fires near side, and that's hauled in at the 15. That was Vetter. And Vetter is pulled down to make it 3rd down.
Yeah, and the good thing about this, we're going to look at this replay right now. They're moving the yards up and putting themselves in a field goal position just in case they need it. But Vetter does a nice job getting open, and McNulty, of course, with a quick release and completing that pass.
Cherry and Grant brought down the top receiver of tonight's game. Kieran Vetter, number 10, done an excellent job in the intermediate passing game. 3rd down and 6 for the Cyclones. McNulty in the gun, rolls to his right, looking to pass, fires, and it is caught. Kenny inside the 5, inside the 2, he dives, and he is down at the 1. Colin Kenny almost had a score, but he makes it 1st and goal for the Cyclones.
This young man is having a day. McNulty rolls out to his right, finds Colin Kenny, but then look at the yards after the play, where that's the impressive part that on this young man.
Fighting for every yard. Southside up to the line quickly. Get it under center and a whistle. Southside calling for offsides on Elmont. And that's exactly what it is. So Southside gets up to the line quickly and moves themselves half the distance to the goal, still making it 1st and goal.
Yeah, Southside right here looking for the quick tush push. Look at them.
Magarachi under center. Magarachi up the middle, and he is in! Touchdown, Southside! And the Cyclones have the lead.
That big offensive line from Southside, we're going to take a look at this replay. They get up to the line very quickly. They're looking for that push, and A.J. Magarachi gets it in for the touchdown. Here we go. Look at that replay. He gets the ball, and they push that big offensive line. Lamparello, Fletcher, Johnson, Healy, Chalice, they make it happen.
2nd straight week with a touchdown for A.J. Magarachi. Luke Papadopoulos on for the extra point. They got an odd formation here. They're going to bring the offensive line in. Papadopoulos will set up for the point after. Looking to make it 10-6. Huge extra point here. Elmont tried to jump it, and they went offsides. It was Jean who leaped over the center to try and block it, but he was a little too early.
God, you got to love that. Look at Jean right here taking a running start and jumping over the center. Incredible. That looks like an NFL play right there.
Yeah, what a jump. Showing off the hops there, but unfortunately for him, it's offsides. And Southside will have a little closer of a try for Papadopoulos.
You and I earlier were talking about that missed extra point by Elmont, and it's going to be crucial right here after this extra point.
Boyens holds it down. The kick is up and blocked, and it's picked up by Elmont. The other way, it's Jean, but they're going to call him down. They're going to call him down as Jean takes it all the way for what he thinks is a 2-point conversion, but the officials whistled it off right away. This one is going to stay at 9-6, but Jean gets the block despite his offsides penalty last time.
Absolutely, and Jean didn't do anything. He didn't jump. He didn't hurdle. He just came right up the A-gap, right between the center and the guard, and gets a block and keeps it a 3-point game.
So both teams with an extra point blocked. The score 9-6 in favor of the 2-seed Southside. What a game we've had so far, and we will step aside in the 3rd quarter. It's starting to heat up here in this playoff matchup.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! Profeta! 1-0! Garden City!
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
1 minute to play in the third quarter. Southside has retaken the lead here on the Varsity Media Sports Network in this Nassau County playoff matchup in Conference 3. The 2-seed Southside against the 7-seed Elmont. Thomas Gamba and Franco Biancamano with you here from Southside High School. Chris Franklin and Aiden Barnes set to return this one. A squib kick to the near side, rolling near the sideline, and it goes out of bounds. That's going to bring out a flag and give Elmont some good field position. Down 9-6. First down, Spartans.
Yeah, one of the worst things that you want to do as a kicker is kick it out of bounds. But their special teams coach obviously worked out a plan this week to try to keep it away from Barnes.
Smart play there on the outside by Elmont, though, letting it bounce out of bounds, giving themselves great field position, and now they're looking to get their offense back on track in this one after last drive. Perez punts it away, and it's blocked by Colin Kenny, who has been all over the field today. Southside goes down, scores, but Elmont looking to retake this advantage back, as actually it looks like they're going to re-kick this. Both special teams units back on the field. See what Papadopoulos does here.
Yeah, and this is a smart play right now by Elmont. They say, listen, move back 5 more yards, re-kick it, and let's try to get a return out of this and look to make something happen.
Barnes and Franklin now positioned near the 20-yard line. Papadopoulos will kick it off from his own 35. Now he's got a big leg. Saw him in pregame warm-ups. Hit a 34-yard field goal earlier in this contest. 9-6. Both teams have missed extra points today. Lucas Papadopoulos to kick us off. And we're back underway. This one a line drive, pounced on by Elmont at the 39. And the Spartans will have a 1st and 10. Jaden Jones with the recovery. So 53 seconds to go in the third quarter. Southside with the 9-6 lead. A.J. Magarachi with his second touchdown in as many weeks to give Southside the lead. Now Elmont looking to respond on the offensive end.
Yeah, and what Elmont needs to do is Elmont needs to stay away from those mental mistakes. The further they get pushed back from the mistakes, the harder it is for them to move the ball.
They're going left to right here on this 1st and 10 from their own 39. Barnes in the gun, Davis to his left. 4 receivers out there. Barnes looking to throw, pressure off the edge, quick pass left side, caught by Cherry, who's blown up in the backfield. Lucas Papadopoulos with that club on his right hand makes a nice tackle, and it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, and Lucas Papadopoulos reads this the entire way right there, sees that wide receiver screen, comes up and makes the tackle for a loss.
Diagnosed there by the cornerback and the starting kicker for Southside. 2nd and 11, clock running down here in this third quarter with 20 seconds remaining. Southside leads at 9-6 at home. The favorite in this matchup as the 2-seed facing the 7-seed Elmont. And it looks like the Spartans are going to take this one to the end of the third quarter. We've got a good one here at Southside High School. The Cyclones lead the Spartans 9-6 as we move to the fourth quarter here from Southside High School on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony! Profeta! Profeta! 1-0, Garden City!
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
2nd down and 11 to start this fourth quarter for Elmont. Barnes on a run to the left side, maneuvering through defenders, and he's pulled back by that Southside defensive line after a gain of 4. So Barnes starts off this fourth quarter, making it 3rd down and 7. Thank you once again to our sponsor for today's game, Curbside Mexican Grill and Center Station Bar and Grill.
Thomas, I don't think I told you. I'm going to have a little curbside tonight.
Oh, yeah?
After the game. Absolutely.
Sounds good to me. Need a nice meal after this intense game. And, Franco, speaking of that, we mentioned right to each other during that break. Both these teams saw each other last week, so this is going to be a much better game coming into it, at least we thought, and we've definitely gotten that result. 3rd down and 6 for Elmont. Michelle in motion to the right. Barnes takes the shotgun snap, pressure off the edge. He fires quick to the right. It's caught by Michelle. Michelle trying to make a move, but he's spun down. Jack Boyens brought him down for a minimal gain of 1, and it's 4th down for Elmont.
Jack Boyens right there with a play. Unbelievable. He read that, and he made a great tackle right there to save it and bring it down for 4th down. Let's take a look right here. Barnes looks for that quick release again, and there he is. Jack Boyens. Now, you and I were talking about it exactly during the break that these two teams just played each other last week, so they're prepared for one another.
And we've seen it today. What a matchup between the 2 and the 7 seed. Grives Perez on to punt it. His punt got blocked last time by Kenny. Here he comes again, and Perez just gets it off high in the air. Fair catch called for by Magarachi, but this one bouncing to the far side, and it's picked up at the 25 of the Cyclones. So Southside brings their offense back on the field, led by quarterback Connor McNulty. They converted last time with a short field after the Kenny block. But what can they do here with the whole field to play with? They want to milk this clock as much as they can, get that long drive that they're used to doing throughout this season.
Exactly, and what Southside is really good at doing is they're good at establishing a drive, and that's exactly what they need to do. Milk the clock all the way down and get in scoring position, even if it's for a field goal. They just need to put something in the end zone.
Again, their defense has been rock solid today, especially that defensive line led by Colin Kenny. He's had a sack today, a punt block, done it all once again for this Southside team. 10 minutes to play in this one. 9-6, the Cyclones lead it. 1st down and 10 at their own 26. Officials getting things set up. And we're ready to go. McNulty in the gun. Johnson to his right. McNulty gans it to Johnson, and he is stuffed again. There's Lenz Jean, number 8, with another tackle for loss.
Oh, boy, Lenz Jean again. He is dominating in the middle. Let's take a look at this again. Not only is he jumping over centers and blocking kicks, he has been a force up the middle all night long.
Yes, he has. What a story for Jean. Been a resilient kid. His Coach Innes, said he's an ox. He's a tough kid. We're seeing it today. 2nd and 11, McNulty, play action, rolling to his right, fires near side, and a one-handed catch by Kenny. What a grab. And that puts Southside at the 30-yard line with a 3rd and 6.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay right now. McNulty rolling out to his right, and there he is. Colin Kenny with a one-handed grab. This kid has done it all tonight.
Both sides of the ball. Offense, defense, and even special teams. We've seen him throughout the field today. Colin Kenny, if you're going to give a guy an MVP right now, it's got to be him. Last 2 weeks, he's been spectacular.
Absolutely.
9:15 to play in this one. 9-6 Southside. Big third down here. 6 yards to get for the Cyclones. McNulty in the gun. Takes the snap, pressure off the right edge. McNulty fires, and it's caught. Magarachi still moving, and he spins to the 44. First down, Southside.
What an incredible play by McNulty. Look at him stand in the pocket right there. Take a shot at the end by number 17, Jaden Williams. He stood in the pocket, and he completed that pass for the first down.
Williams was screaming off the edge. McNulty didn't even see him, still took the hit, and made a crisp pass to Magarachi as a timeout on the field. Southside with another big conversion, and they'll look to continue this run with 9:06 to go in the fourth quarter as they seek to close it out and move to the semifinals.
He's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the face-off X 3 in a row now.
First down and 10 for Southside out of the timeout. McNulty under center at his own 45. McNulty stretch right to Johnson. And Johnson tackle. That's actually Magarachi. No gain on the play. Second down.
Yeah, Ryan Michelle right there making a nice play coming up, stepping in there and tackling A.J. Magarachi for no gain. Pardon me, for a gain of 1.
So they give him 1, second down and 9. Ryan Madden, another tight end, checking in for Southside. Colin Kenny getting the play call from his coaches. 8:15 to go in this fourth quarter. Southside, the 2 seed in Conference 3, facing the 7 seed Elmont, who's played a good game so far today. Looking to get this huge upset, but they're down by 3. Magarachi in motion. They give it up the middle to Johnson. Jump cutting to the left, but he spun down. In the backfield, that was Paul Michael Bowen with the play.
Yeah, Paul Michael Bowen right there did a nice job right there. Southside is struggling to move the ball. Let's take a look. Right up the middle right there, he steps up and tackles for a loss. Bowen, nice job right there.
Makes it third down and 11 for this Southside offense that really needs a big conversion. They got it on the last third down. That was 3rd and 6, though. This is a little bit longer at 3rd and 11. McNulty has been clutch so far today, especially in these third down situations. Can he do it again to extend this drive? Southside having some issues with the play call here. And they're going to call timeout. So Southside will talk things over with 7:08 to go in the fourth quarter as they look to close this one out in the quarterfinals, on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email ben@varsitymedia.net.
7 minutes to play in this one. Southside looking to close it out. Elmont searching for this upset victory to move them to the semifinals of the Conference 3 Nassau County Football Playoffs. Huge 3rd down and 11 here for the Cyclones. And quarterback Connor McNulty in the empty set here. 3 receivers far side, 2 to the near side. 3 at the line for Elmont. McNulty to throw. Pressure up the middle. He steps up and heaves it down the field. It is incomplete. Magarachi laid out, but he couldn't make the grab. And it's 4th down.
That was a close one. We're going to take a look at then. We're going to take a look at this. McNulty steps in. He's got to step on him, A.J. Magarachi, and he does a nice job diving for it, but a little too long.
Looks like the punt unit is out on the field for Southside, and Magarachi has his first opportunity at a punt today. Southside has usually went for it on 4th down. Here they try to pin Elmont back deep with Aiden Barnes set at his 20. Magarachi with a clean pocket drills this one high in the air, end over end kick, and it's bouncing to the 20 and taking a Southside roll inside the 15. This one's still moving to the 10, and it's rolling with the wind to the 6, and it's finally pinned down there. What a kick by A.J. Magarachi, and Elmont back deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10.
I don't have to tell you, this is my favorite part of the game, and Southside does a great job. Magarachi hits a bomb. We're going to take a look at this replay right now. Pins them deep and gives Elmont not so great field position right now.
Make sure to go to varsitymediapass.com to order today. And again, those semifinals will be played next week, so definitely make sure to tune in. One of these teams will be in those semifinals, either Elmont or Southside, whatever team wins. Barnes in the gun, 2-back set. Barnes direct snap to the right side for Davis. Davis going to the outside and not finding much room after a short gain of 2. Colin Kenny once again in on the play, along with Lucas Papadopoulos for Southside.
Yeah, that's a nice run by Davis. But what you do by pinning Elmont so far deep, what you do is you change the offensive coordinator's mentality on what plays they need to run right now because they're pinned deep right now. And Davis right there does a nice job gaining 3 yards.
And this Southside defense, they've been relentless today. The schemes from defensive coordinator Keith Lessick, spoke to Coach Phil Ernesto before the game. He said Coach Lessick has done a great job calling defensive plays, and that's why this defense has been so good. Davis on the carry right side, bounces around one defender, and Davis still moving for the 1st down. Elijah Davis, that's what he brings to the table, a tough style of running, and it moves the chains there.
He sure does. Let's take a look right here, running behind that big offensive line, keeping those legs moving and driving, and pushing himself for the 1st down.
Under 6 minutes to play in this 4th quarter. Here comes Elmont. They get a 1st down after 2 runs by Davis. Aiden Barnes trotting back to his huddle. Hasn't done a lot today, but he had that big scramble and throw to Ryan Michelle for a touchdown at the end of that 2nd quarter. 5:30 to play in the 4th. 2-back set. Barnes in the gun. Barnes going to run it left side. Davis with a block. Barnes trying to find room. Scrambles up the middle. And he's twirled down by Carper and Jaden Johnson for a gain of 5.
Yeah, Barnes does a nice job. Again, putting everything on his shoulders, taking the run, following his blockers, and gaining 4 yards on that play. He's got to be tired at some point. I mean, he plays 100% of the game.
We saw him limping earlier in the game. He's taken some big shots today, and he's a guy that uses his legs a lot, so obviously you would see he's getting tired, and he does play on the defensive side at safety, so he's playing basically the whole game, as you mentioned.
That's playoff adrenaline.
That's right. 2nd and 3. Davis up the middle, gets the carry, and Davis pushing forward and wrestling through Mullings-Newberry to gain 1st down yardage. Elijah Davis putting everything he has on the field, moves the sticks once again.
Yeah, let's take a look. This is all hard running by Elijah Davis. He's just looking for holes and he just keeps his legs moving and gets the first down.
4:30 to go in the fourth quarter, and a long drive looks like it's coming here for Elmont. Already 2 first downs from Davis. See what they could do here on 1st and 10 from their 35-yard line. Started at the 6. Now they're at the 35. Barnes going to run it right. Barnes with a block from Davis. Finds a hole, and Barnes puts his head down to gain 7. Tackled by Papadopoulos, and this rushing attack of Elmont starting to find some success late in the fourth.
Yeah, let's take a look right here. Barnes does a nice job. Southside does a blitz, blitzes both linebackers, and Barnes just following Davis and getting that first down.
3:50 to play in the fourth quarter. 9-6 Southside. Looking to stop Elmont from upsetting them in the quarterfinal playoffs. 2-back set. Davis gets the call right side. Davis trying to bull his way through, but he cannot. 1 yard short of that first down as Carper with the stop. Colin Kenny was in on the play as well, and he's shaking up after the tackle.
Yeah, and Elmont right now is driving and moving the ball and getting first downs, but they also have to keep their eye on the clock right now.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Clock down to 3:15 here. Elmont moving slowly. They can't have too long of a drive. So we see Davis stop there. Makes it 3rd down and 1. First 3rd down we've seen on this drive today. 3 minutes to play in the fourth. Elmont trails by 3. 2-back set. Barnes in the gun. Barnes going to run it left side, and he's stopped by Kenny! Colin Kenny, have yourself a night! 4th down.
Woo, this is exciting to watch right now. He just read this the entire way at the defensive end position and makes a great tackle on Barnes for a loss.
Timeout on the field by Elmont. They trail by 3. And Franco, if you're the offensive coordinator here, if you're head coach Tom Inez, what play are you calling on 4th down and 6 with your season on the line?
Well, I'm definitely not punting, but the play that I'm calling right now is I am putting it on Barnes' shoulders, and I'm looking for that quick release, finding a quick receiver, getting the ball quickly to him. You don't want to throw it deep. You want him just at the first down chains and get that first down.
How could you stop this pass rush of Southside? Obviously, Barnes has been most effective when he hasn't had pressure in his face. Done a great job getting that ball out quickly. What do you expect that he's going to do on this 4th down?
Yeah, I think they're gonna play their regular defense. They might blitz one linebacker to try to get that pressure, but you got Colin Kenny coming off the edge. You got Ethan Johnson right there. You have the defensive playmakers right now to stop this play, and I think that, again, it's up to Barnes to get that ball out.
We'll see what happens here. A lot of playmakers on this Elmont offense, but obviously the biggest one outside of Barnes got to be Elijah Davis. He's probably not going to be a big factor, at least on this play, obviously because his dynamic more running the ball. So Elmont will need to turn to someone else here on this 4th down and 6. Colin Kenny with a tackle for loss for 5 yards on the previous play. This could decide Elmont's season right here. If they don't convert, Southside might have the victory. 4th down and 6 from the Spartans' own 39-yard line. Barnes in the gun. Davis to his left. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Barnes to throw. 5-man rush. Pressure from Kenny. Barnes running away. Barnes throws it. It's incomplete. Colin Kenny with the pressure and a turnover on downs.
Out of all the amazing plays that Colin Kenny has done this year, tonight, last week, this is by far the biggest one. He comes off that edge untouched, continues his pursuit, drags him down, and what an incredible play. So fun to watch, Thomas.
Unbelievable. The senior, 180 pounds, 6'1". The last 2 weeks, he's had stats that I would be happy with if I had it for a whole season. This kid is unbelievable, coming off a week where he had a sack, an interception, and a touchdown reception. This week he's got a block kick, multiple sacks, a huge tackle for loss on that previous 3rd down and 1, and maybe the game-winning pressure that sends Southside to the semifinals.
Absolutely, absolutely. Fun to watch, exciting, and now they just have to find a way to get some first downs and chew up that clock.
2:34 to play in the fourth quarter. Elmont's got one timeout. I formation, Magarachi the running back, Johnson the fullback. McNulty hands to Magarachi up the middle. He's got a nice hole. Magarachi breaking free down the sideline inside the 15, and Magarachi to the 4. First down and goal for Southside. A.J. Magarachi finally breaking through.
Oh, let's take a look at this replay right now. And this is where you and I spoke about it earlier. When you get the wind knocked out of your sails, this is what happens. And A.J. Magarachi and that Southside offense took full advantage of it, breaking it free and getting a first down and putting them in position for the win.
9-6 Southside. It's been a tough offensive performance all day, but that might have been the knockout punch for the Cyclones with 2 minutes to play. Magarachi checks out. Kieran Vetter into the game for Southside, along with Jack Madden and DeAndre Mullings-Newberry. Ball position at the 5-yard line. First down and goal with 1:40 to play and a timeout by Southside. They will talk things over, looking to close this one out and advance to the semifinals here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email Ben at varsitymedia.net.
.137 to play in this one. First down and goal for Southside as they look to close this one out and advance to the semifinals of the Conference 3 playoffs here in Nassau County. Connor McNulty under center. 3-back set. Looks like they're in victory formation here with Mullings, Newberry, and Johnson set to the edges of McNulty. And McNulty's going to take a knee. Run this clock down with 1:33 to play. Whistle being blown by the officials. And let's see if Elmont calls a timeout. And they will. So timeout, Elmont, with 1:20 to go in this fourth quarter. Franco, give me your thoughts on the performance today from Southside as they look to close this one out.
Yeah, like you and I spoke about this before the break. We spoke about this at halftime. It's very difficult to prepare for a team when you played them the week before. So each team is preparing each other. Southside came out and played a really, really good game as far as establishing those long drives and making the least mistakes. I think that's one of the biggest parts.
They definitely have, and down the stretch, they take the lead in the third quarter and then just ice this game out with a couple of big runs. We saw Magarachi, first play of this drive, breaking one through, and then just at the end, closing this one out. Take another look at the Magarachi run. A 35-yard carry for Southside's superstar rusher, has a touchdown today, and he was their closer tonight if they could finish this one.
Yep, absolutely. And you can tell that defense was a little tired right there at that time because most of the time they're closing in, and A.J. Magarachi right there almost closing it out with that first down.
1:29 to play in the fourth quarter. We'll see if Southside takes another knee here. They're set up to do it. McNulty under center. Waits and takes a knee. Clock trickling down here. It looks like Southside is going to move on to the semifinals with 1:18 to play.
Yeah, and you and I spoke about it earlier. That bracket for the playoffs is wide open, and Southside taking advantage, being the number 2 seed, moving on to the playoffs. There's the bracket again right there. They move on, and they're going to look for whoever Bethpage and Floral Park wins.
Well, we'll see, because there could be a situation where the seeds are reseeded depending on who wins. But if the top 4 teams win, then Southside would face Bethpage. They put 44 seconds on the clock here. Officials speaking with the Southside coaching staff. Head coach Phil Onesto. In his 15th season, last time Southside won the championship was in 2023. Onesto won it as a player in 2001 with the Cyclones.
Yeah, he's got a lot of experience here at Southside.
They're down and goal. McNulty set for another knee. And he plants his knee into the turf for the knockout punch. See if the clock runs out here. 35 seconds remaining. Officials are going to place the ball down, and it looks like Southside will run one more play. 27 seconds remaining. Southside looks like they will be victorious tonight.
And, you know, and for some of these seniors, especially on the opposite side, on the losing side of it, you can tell some of the emotions is going to start to kick in right now, because it could be the last time you're playing football. So you can see that some of the players are a little upset about this, and, you know, our hats are off to them.
That'll do it. Southside with an inspiring victory, fighting through obstacles, and they move on to the semifinals in Conference 3 with a 9-6 win over Elmont. What a game it was for the Spartans. They fought through this tough Southside team, having the lead at halftime, but they unfortunately could not close it out. Colin Kenny, what a performance for his Cyclone team.
Yeah, absolutely. And Colin Kenny, we're going to take a look at some of these plays that he made right here. That's a big one right there, coming untouched off that defensive line. The kid played lights out today, and he's one of the reasons. Here he is again, and he's one of the reasons why they deserve this victory tonight.
That proved to be the game-winning defensive play, forcing Barnes into an incompletion. Southside celebrates here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. They're moving on to the semifinals, and again, make sure to tune in next week on the Varsity Media Pass, where Southside will be featured in their semifinal match, along with the other semifinal match here in Conference 3. Network, and thanks for watching tonight as Southside moves on to the semifinals in the Conference 3 playoffs. Have a great night.